Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is your Elliott Wave update for HBAR. If this is your first time viewing, I got in this trade on December 20th, up about $200 right now, or 2 units. I started this channel account with 10,000 and risking 1% per trade. Now going back to the count, this is my primary count that we have an ABC filling out with a triangle in between. First targets are 16 cents, and if this is as bullish as I think, we can get as high as 30 cents, but we'd be very actively watching around this point of breakdown there, around 26 cents you can see on the left. Now we have to consider the bearish scenarios. One is an ending diagonal, but it gets invalidated very soon as we break this high. And a bullish triangle, which would be very disappointing because it would be very tough to trade in this, and it would go out till the end of the year. But just things I'm keeping in mind. Going back to the primary count, have this ABC. Let's go down to the 4-hour. Now this is the bottom of the triangle. So starting my impulse wave from there, have a 1-2, 1-2, possible nested third 1-2. That's partially why I think those extensions could happen up to 30 cents. And these current Elliott Wave fib extensions could be thrown out the window depending how bullish the next move is. Now we're approaching that A-wave top, so if we get a lot of volume and run a lot of stops, we could get quite the extended wave. All right, going down to the MEC chart, I'm going to on there, that's where I'm trading it currently. My trade setup was this micro 5-minute 1-2, 1-2. I bought the breakout right at this level here on, I believe it was right around here. It was on the 20th. This is my current setup. There was my entry. My stop is at that first 1-2 pivot. I don't see any reason to move that yet. It's below the 618 retracement of this beautiful 5-wave sequence. So I'm pretty comfortable just staying in it at the moment. But you can see how nice this wave was. We had a 1-2 short retracement. Our third wave came up just shy of the 618, and our fifth wave came to the 200%. This is on linear scale. So almost an ideal Elliott Wave impulse. Our fourth was right at the 236.382, and we stayed within this pitchfork, or 1 off or 2. So it was very nice. So currently working on that wave 2. And looking for this to correct a little more. Off my last video, I was expecting this to be like a 3-wave move. We had a W as like a WXY. It didn't quite hit the 70%, which I would have liked to see for this to be considered complete. The 70% retracement, we hit off the 618. So it's technically complete, but this would have to be a complex correction. You can count it, I guess, as a double zigzag, but it just looks like impulsive, so it's a tough count. But when you're going down to micro levels, it's very tough to use Elliott Wave at these levels, other than the shapes of things and the fib extensions when you're going this low. So what I am considering is the bottom can be in for this wave 2. We did hit the 0.618 extension, which is my minimum requirement to be considered complete. But I don't love it. I would still want to leave if I weren't in this trade and I was looking to enter, when I do enter, I'd still want my stop below the 618 of this extension, of this wave, sorry. So if I weren't in right now, I'm still weary. I'm going to leave this as is. Looking for us to come back a little lower. But a few things that can happen if this is a 3-wave move. This could be a WXY. where we get another correction in here rather than an ABC. So that's one option. And if I were looking to take an entry myself, I would try to buy above this fourth wave because I'd want this pivot to hold in a bullish scenario. But I would put my stop below the 618. That's the way you give the most options for the trade to be successful. Because if you put your stop right at the fourth, you're putting into your head that it is that bullish. And we all know 1-2s are standard spot for those being between the 50 and the 618. So it just gives you more options in the trade, more correction options rather than just a WXY only. So that's one option there. Another thing I was considering is if this is a three-wave pattern, we could still be in the B wave, and this could be a expanded flat where this is an A, B, and we get 5 waves up here. Break this high or come just shy of it and make a running flat or a regular flat. So that's an option too, and we'd have to move our B wave over and our C wave over here, and then we go. So that's the other option I'm being aware of here, just all the things that can happen. But if that happened, as soon as we break this high, I would expect this low to get defended. So if I weren't in this trade, I would probably either wait for 5 waves by the pullback with my stop at that low. That's if this happens, my stop would be at that low because I'd be considering that, okay, this is a running flat, which you see all the time in crypto. Or if this is bottomed, again, this could be the start of another sequence. So that's why I'd be interested in buying if we make that new high. And if we make that new high, I'd get my entry, stop at that low, and off we go. But as soon as we break that high, what I'm going to do with my current trade setup is move my stop to that low and lock up that profit. But not until we break this high. Very important. Because if this is a three-wave move, again, this could also be the A, B, C, or WXY. So currently doing nothing with this trade, just leaving it, and going to be following the pattern and see what happens from here. And I will make sure to keep you guys updated on this down at the micro levels. And if you're interested in following along, these are my 5 long trades I'm currently in. I post every entry. I update all the time. So make sure to subscribe and take a look at those other videos. All right, guys, thanks for watching.